So the story I want to tell today is a spiritual story about myself. It happened 2 summers ago. Um, During that summer, I was going through a bit of a rut. I was depressed. I was down on myself, and I just felt like there wasn't much to do. But then I heard a fascinating story. I heard a fascinating story on a documentary about Siddhartha, or the man who eventually became the Buddha. I always grew up a Christian. I'm not very religious anymore, but I still consider myself spiritual, even though I know that's kind of a cliche today. But it's true. The story of Siddhartha is basically about a man who grew up as a prince and royalty in a palace in India, and he was destined to be a great ruler, to rule a great empire, to conquer many people. Um, he lived a very sheltered life until he was 29 years old, where he just experienced all these different luxuries and pleasures. And one day he left his palace and saw a sick man, an old man, and then a dead man, and he realized the life I've been living is not the reality of the world. So he decided to go on a quest to find the meaning of life and achieve enlightenment. Um, he first started to study. His first task or thing he undertook was yoga and very heavy meditation. Um, he went to several of the best teachers, became one of the best students of yoga. He achieved very rarefied states of meditation, and even though he reached these very deep states of meditation, and he was the star student, um, it didn't achieve enlightenment. He didn't find the meaning of life in that. So he decided to take it one step further and become an ascetic, meaning that he abused his body, he punished his body, he starved himself of any nutrition. And he did this for several years, and he became skin and bones, and his eyes were sunk super deep into his face. But that didn't help either. And right before he was about to die, well, right when he was at a point where he felt like, uh, supposedly, he was about to die, he remembered just a glorious day, a glorious, beautiful day with his father. And he remembered just the beauty in the world. Um, so he decided he was going to eat, and someone graciously, a young village maiden, offered a bowl of rice to him. And he ate the rice, and then he sat under a tree and meditated. And he realized that enlightenment is just the beauty of life, the nirvana of reality, the beauty of life as it is. And that's when he supposedly achieved enlightenment and became the Buddha, was when he realized um, that the truth is just all around us. It's in the transitant. It's in the world around us. It's right before our eyes. That story just rings so very true with me. It still means so much to me. Um, the story of the Buddha is something that I still think about all the time, and I didn't even get to touch on so many of the finer details, but that story rings true with me, and I suggest it to anybody that's interested in spirituality.